it's a pure Bitcoin treasury play with no real business behind it. How does that play out? Like, what will happen to those? What's your view on that?
I think those are the ones that are going to be most at risk
Yeah,
of, collapsing at the end of the day. Like if they don't have anything to fall back on
yeah.
beyond the fact that they're buying Bitcoin and, in giving access to Bitcoin to different markets, I think that those are the riskiest ones. But that said, I think there's a lot of pools of capital out there that are
Mm,
really hungry for exposure to Bitcoin that cannot get exposure to Bitcoin. And that's what Strategy and Sailor have done so beautifully. And he even had that chart. I don't know if you saw it the other day, but it showed the demand for spot Bitcoin is something like
yeah,
$900 billion of capital. And then the demand for like credit and bonds or something
yeah,
was like 30 times the amount
yeah.
of capital. And so every company that is internalizing that and trying to give exposure to Bitcoin to those different markets, I think, it's just still really early days. And I think almost all of them will be successful. It's
Yeah.
just about being mostly conservative. You spoke earlier about Metaplanet. I think that's a great example. They had a profitable, I believe, profitable business before
Yep.
adopting Bitcoin. But if you look at their product now, it is exactly the same as Strategy, but just in the Japanese market. It is give
Yeah.
exposure to Bitcoin to as many different pools of capital as possible, as quickly as possible, and use that to buy Bitcoin.